to start off, the problem is that I'm going to be opening up a dance studio in Cape May County, and there's no dance studio down there that doesn't focus on 19 years and up. So my dance studio is going to be all ages, and on top of that, there's just regular traditional classes down there where I'm going to have yoga, Pilates, plus the traditional classes as well, along with belly dancing, pole dancing, tango, the more exciting ones too. So we are seeking $40,000 from investors, while a karate owner is investing the remaining $40,000 in startup costs. An assumption of positive sales by 2019, an expansion, an addition to the studio will be happening, and a unique partnership between a karate studio owner by June 9, 2019, after expansion is complete. Our mission statement is On Point Dance Studio is here to provide a safe and healthy environment, learning new dance techniques while having fun. Sorry. Our business model is On Point Dance Studio brings affordable services with high quality dance instruction to Cape May County. There are other dance studios in the area, but we offer not the only traditional dance classes, but unique ones as well, differentiating our studio with the variety of classes within the same facility versus the studios around us is what will make us known and successful. On Point Dance Studio's target customers are 25 to 54 years of age. Our primary target market are individuals of 25 to 54 years of age, male and female, estimated yearly income up to $60,000 to $70,000, and an estimated 60% of the customers below will be our potential customers. Our secondary target market are individuals 55 plus in age, and although they're our primary market, we offer our students from all ages. They're just our main customers. We have a marketing mix strategy. Our price is $20 per class. Our distribution is 2 classrooms, 4 classes a night, 6 days a week with 192 classes per month. Monthly sales for 10 students per class is around $38,000. 12 students per class, about $46,000, and 15 students per class, around $57,000. Our marketing expenses are higher in the first 4 months of the fiscal year, starting in September, ending in August, and then it drops down in the other months. And we will be marketing also through newspapers and brochures and advertising all over, and that's how we'll bring our customers in to know what we are doing. Our competitive position, this is a map of Cape May County and the 7 other dance studios surrounding it. And they're all within a 30-mile radius, but out of all the dance studios, On Point Dance Studio will be the only one to have the additional classes within the same facility in Cape May County. Our management team is myself, the owner. I'm a business management student at Guerra1 University. I've been dancing for 18 years, 4 years teaching assistant, and 2 years teaching on my own. Experienced in sales, operations, marketing, and advertising. 3 dance instructors to start out the company, teaching students, maintaining structure and rules, giving discipline in proper situations. And for the future partnership, Daniel Delamarine, karate owner partner, is a graduate from Florida University. Day-to-day operations, specializes in advertising, sales, management, and marketing experience. sorry. Our financials, funding, and future. Here is an annual of year 1, 2, and 3 of our fiscal year. And it ranges from 220,000 to about 310,000. Our gross margins will all be 100% due to we have no inventory starting out. And our operating margins for year 1 will be about 42%, year 2 about 46%, and year 3 about 61%. Our startup costs are $85,000, $5,000 in personal savings, asking investors for $40,000, while Karate Owner invests the remaining $40,000. Future merge with the Karate Owner and future franchising as a partnership. And if you would like to see the expanded ones, I'll be happy to show you.
Yes, I see that.
I have year 1, 2, and 3. What would you like to see?
When do you expect to break even?
What do you mean?
Well, break even in terms of turning a profit. For the first couple of months, I mean, I see you're looking at
There's some positive net income in the first month.
right. Well, there's net income in the first month with the assumption that we're getting $38,400 in sales, but where are the startup costs being backed out of it? How are you amortizing the startup costs? You understand how amortization?
Not really, I'm sorry.
All right, so amortization basically is, there are two basic methods of accounting. And I assume you're gonna go on a cash basis.
Mm-hmm.
In cash basis bookkeeping, you pay for things or you show things as they go. In this particular case, you plan on opening in September, you have $38,400 of income, but you have $80,000 theoretically of startup expenses that don't show anywhere on this balance sheet. All you're showing is the day-to-day. You're showing marketing in general, okay? Mm-hmm. And down on the bottom, you see you have the long-term debt. All right, so basically, maybe that answers the question.
I'm sorry, I do know the answer.
I got you.
The long-term debt is what I'll be paying each month into the cost of what all the investors paid in, and I added an extra $500 a month to pay myself back as well.
Okay, so, all right, so maybe that should actually be separated, because you have two debt streams. You have the debt stream to your investor and your partner, and you have a debt stream back to yourself. And maybe that should be expanded a little bit, all right? So that's ledger-based accounting if you're doing it that way, because you're amortizing the debt over a period of time. And that's also something you should sit down with somebody who is a accounting or finance person to understand how you can do this, because it also will be the way you will file your taxes for the business. Okay, and it needs to be consistent.
Okay,
Okay? All right.
thank you.
So I don't see salaries in there. Where for the dance instructors?
It's in the administrative expenses. That includes 3 dance instructors along with my own income as well.
Okay. You might want to separate that.
Okay.
As a management expense or administrative expense and salaries. Because one of the things also, I don't know if you've got figured in there, if you're paying people salaries, you are going to have about an 8.5% Social Security cost. Is it 8.5 or did it go up?
It's going up.
Yeah.
But it's 8.5.
Right. So
Always goes up.
an employer pays half of the Social Security expense. It's called FICA, and the employee pays the other half. Okay. So there should be an expense line for payroll taxes. As far as income tax, that's withheld. All right. But you have to submit that on a quarterly basis with money to pay that. So you need to think about how that does. So what will happen is you'll have money coming in, you'll be paying salaries, you'll be withholding, so there'll be a pot of money for the withholding and for the FICA that's due to the federal government and the state government, whoever else, on a quarterly basis. okay? And that should be separated. But I just added about a 9% expense to your figures here that I don't know if you had even included, okay?
Also, is insurance included in your general expenses? This is another one of those businesses where there's a high likelihood of injury.
I believe it is.
Okay, you need to make sure, okay? And you need to make sure that you have several types of insurance in a business like this. The first, obviously, is liability insurance. If somebody falls or whatever, hurts themselves, you need general business insurance. And I would recommend on this type of business, because if something should happen to the physical plant, it's not something you can just open up the next day. So that's called business interruption insurance. So basically, God forbid there's a fire or a hurricane or something and you can't get in or use the facility for 2 or 3 months, you're out of business. You've got no income coming in, but you still have bills. So that's another area. And also looking at this, cost of goods sold, and I understand that you're looking at this as a service business. Big mistake, because you should be selling dance equipment, shoes, uniforms, leotards, all of the things that your customers are going to be looking to buy. Because if they don't find it with you, or you don't have the ability to order it, and they go to another dance studio that does that to buy it, you have a 50-50 shot of them not coming back. Okay, that's number one. Now, there's some danger with that because you're going to have inventory costs that you're going to have to pay for, all right? And your margins go away from being 100% on the gross margin, obviously, because you're not going to make that on the resale. The other thing about your business is it's very hard to expand based on the number of time slots and the number of instructors, right? As opposed to making something to sell to somebody else. So you have to really think about that in terms of how you lay the place out, what your rents look like, and all the rest of that. And you might want to actually come back and, in addition to doing it this way, actually do some calculations of if you have X number of students, what the cost per student is to actually operate. Okay? But you can make a lot of money by selling, they'll buy, you know, the dance shoes and the leotards and all the other stuff from you, as opposed to going, I don't know where else you go. And the last question is, where are you opening in Cape May? Are you opening up in Courthouse, Upper Township?
Rio Grande.
In Rio Grande. Well, so that now, by opening up in Rio Grande, limits you to the southern half of the county in terms of the willingness of parents to drive down from Courthouse or Ocean City or any of those other areas. Did you pick Rio Grande because the karate owner has a lease on space that you can work with?
Actually, he is in Marlton, New Jersey, and I was expanding my own business first, and then we would merge. He would keep his original, and he would merge with me down there. Along with when we go to franchise, we would go in different locations, closer to him, some closer to me.
You would expand down the middle. So basically what you do is you expand down 55 and right. How did you pick Rio Grande? Is that close for you? Is that?
It's closer to me.
Okay. Whereas would Courthouse conceivably be a better place to draw?
Actually, it's in the same distance as to where I am, and Courthouse probably would.
Okay.
But the way to think about that is where the customers, not where it's convenient for you.
Right.
Like if you draw, you know, willingness of people to travel, one thing you're assuming is your differentiation is having all different forms of dance, and that's going to increase the capture rate of people and so forth. But it's always relative to something else. So yes, I can drive 45 minutes to get that pole dancing lesson there, or I can go get the Turkish dance around the corner because it's only 5 minutes away. And you're sort of assuming that people are willing to travel long distances to get something when there might be a substitute that they're willing to accept because of the cost of their time in doing that. So
and knowing the Cape May and the Southern Atlantic County area, it appears that courthouse, almost anybody in Cape May County or Southern Atlantic doesn't mind coming, it's kind of the central focus, right? And it gives you that draw from Southern Atlantic as well, which could make all the difference. And it changes your demographics, changes your potential number of people just by moving 10 minutes or 15 minutes up the road. So it's something to consider, because this is.
Should I consider Atlantic County demographics as well?
Yeah, well, if you're gonna be in Rio Grande, I wouldn't, because it's too far. But if you're gonna be in Courthouse, yes, I would. I would look at Southern Atlantic. I mean, I certainly look at Egg Harbor and some of those other areas that are right on the border. But the demographics change based on as little as a 5-mile difference in location. And that's something I would look into on this, because if it's equidistant or, 6 of one, half a dozen the other for you, I believe in this kind of business. Courthouse would be